last minute try to stimulate some discussion. This is my life. So, in trying to explain why I would say such a thing, I come to you and say, if there is nothing but you and I believe upon my entire life's endeavors, with respect to humanity, I have done something for all of us. Time will tell in regards to my science. That is my science. I believe I have uncovered water by way of electricity, which may be represented by a lightning bolt. High voltage and high frequency, by use of a device that's been around for over a century by Nikola Tesla himself, from an ideology of science, of all the sciences that I have tried to uncover by flipping over all the stones in my life to find an answer. And the pinnacle of Einstein's theory of special relativity, I believe this in conjunction with Nikola Tesla's apparatus, I believe I have done so. The symbology is that of a lightning bolt in water. Well, that is that part of it. And to an atheist, that should be enough. If I have solved the energy crisis the way I see it, to an atheist, I can be anybody I want. I could be Superman, I could be a messenger of God, I can be anybody I want. But I am not an atheist. I never was. I believe I love science. Evolution to me, by way of science, exposed by scientists, makes complete sense. However, why do you stop in the year 2008 with your deductions? Time means nothing at all. I am sure it has been done billions upon eons ago. This is my belief. And I believe something has occurred approximately 10,000 years ago to humanity. This is what I believe. I am not an atheist. I believe something has occurred. But before I begin to speak about God, I want to speak about another topic that seems to be more universally accepted amongst all human beings, and that is the subject of UFOs, unidentified flying objects. It seems that in the world of even science, by observation, science knows that there are trillions upon trillions of stars in the sky, no different than the sun that illuminates upon my face and gives me warmth and gives life upon this planet, that there are trillions of suns in the sky. And scientists have deduced it is ridiculous to believe that we are the only one. Look at this planet itself. There are billions of species, and we are the most endowed of all of them. And scientists, many people, I have heard this on CNN more than 2 weeks ago. I've heard this many times before, but 2 weeks ago I have heard a statistic that says 10% of the population have witnessed a UFO itself. 60% believe in their hearts that the universe is filled with advanced civilizations. Well, I have my unidentified flying object story I would like to speak about before I continue into the messenger of God. My story, first of all, no ship, no funny aliens, nothing that you have ever seen on TV I am going to ascribe to. I bring no details whatsoever, except this now. The year was 1987. I was studying physics at the University of Kutztown, no more than 20 miles from my location right now. I love working out. It was in the evening, 11, 12 o'clock in the evening. I was out in the football field, skipping rope, exercising. I say this because many people will know when you're working out, your wits are about you, more so than, well, at other times in life. When you're stable and of sound mind, what really can pull the wool over your eyes? But when you're working out, when you feel strong, your wits are even more about you. So, I'm trying to paint a picture to you of my state of mind, of what I was doing. I was exercising. I was upon a wooden platform at night on a clear skies, no moon, many stars in the sky. And as I was skipping from my position, off in the distance was a small white light beginning to move. I thought nothing of it as I was skipping. And as my eyes turned from the left and then to the right, I noticed that this white light must have closed the distance halfway to me, which seemed to be 20, 30, 40 miles away initially. And I say these things because I have been, well, a person of observation. I see planes, I see many things. And when my eyes went from left to right and I realized this thing was moving extremely fast, as I was skipping, my rope fell to the ground, I stopped. And by the time the rope touched the ground, all within 1 to 2 seconds, this white light, which came in front of me, was no more than 100 yards away, 100 to 200 yards away, I would say. A tree line, a football soccer field, a tree line, farm fields behind it. This white light turned out to be a red sphere. A red sphere about one-third the size of a tree. These trees are about 150 feet. This thing was about 30 foot in diameter, I would say. 30 to 40 feet diameter, red sphere. Almost like a soft red light of a car, or like a brake light on a car. Immediately behind it, I don't know, spaced 20, 30 yards behind it, was another light, but a blue one. One-third the size of that. Immediately right behind it. And this velocity that shot right by me, this red sphere, blue sphere, which I thought was a white dot far away, and within a time span of 2 seconds, it zipped right across my line of sight. And it landed about 2 miles away from me. And I want to say 1987, I would say that in the year 1982, I began to start hiking vigorously in my life. Hiking the mountains almost at least once, twice, 3 times a week, especially at that age, my young 20s. Day or night, it doesn't matter. I have a great sense of direction. I guess all of us have some gifts in certain areas. Well, I have always been blessed with good health, even to this day, thank God. But at that moment, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this thing was not of this world. I did not see a ship. I just knew that this thing was not man-made. I knew it. And I jumped off that platform immediately. And I knew that thing landed about 2 miles away at about a 30-degree angle. And I hopped off this platform and I jumped in a Pontiac Firebird, which I still have. I've had since I was 16 years old. And I hopped in that car and I drove out that parking lot and I went out and I chased that thing down. I knew where it was. And I went through the college university town and I took another road into an area out in the outskirts of Kutztown. And I believe I knew exactly where it was. And I pulled up in my car. Now I want to say this first. From the time I seen it and jumped off that platform and the whole time driving in that car, I was like some kind of cowboy. Jumping on my horse, jumping in my vehicle, and I was going to find this thing. I just knew it. I knew that it was something advanced. I don't know, maybe even a probe. Thoughts of a ship, thoughts of a probe, thoughts of something. I don't know, because it had no lines, had no doors, had no wings, had no nothing, had no sound to it. But I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this thing was not of this world. And for about 2 minutes that it took to get there, flying about 100 miles an hour, and I didn't care if the university police or any police would have seen me, follow me. So I get to this point in which I believe it was in this location. As soon as I opened my door and hopped out of my car, as soon as my foot touched the ground, for my entire time of leaving that platform, of seeing it,